Hey guys, it's Kugli again with another ROM review, and this time I've got the AEX ROM, which stands for AOSP Extended version 4.6 for the OnePlus 3, so stay tuned for that. So guys, the AEX ROM, let's just get this out of the way. If Resurrection Remix Zenity was not my daily driver, this would have been my daily driver, because this is a very feature-rich ROM with a very good battery life, great performance, and a great package altogether. So with that out, let's started with the ROM review now. First of all, as I've already said, this is called the AOSP Extended, that is the ROM now. Let's get to the settings now. In the About Phone page, you can see AEX. There is an updater. This is the official version which I'm using right now, which is the normal version, which is pretty cool. Now you can see this is OnePlus 3, so that is cool. This is still on Nougat, so they will be moving on to Oreo sometime soon in the future. It is the AOSP Extended version 4.6 official. It does have the security patches of September, which is great, and the SE next status is enforcing. Now, as I've already said, this is a feature loaded ROM. It does have a lot of features. It is loaded. First of all, most of the settings are inside these extensions, and inside this section you have status bar items. I'm going to gloss through most of this. If you want to know more about that, see my previous version or go to the forum to get all the information out of it. Now, this is status bar item. In status bar item, you can enable, disable all of these options, which is pretty cool. There is clock and dates options where you can customize all the stuff which happens there. Also, font size, font can be customized. Keycard styles of clock can be enabled or disabled. Battery bar is there, battery styles are there, and also battery tile settings are also available separately inside of this. Show percentage near battery when charging, battery percentage, battery icon, that also can be enabled. Traffic indicator can also be enabled, and I have enabled that. That was work out really nicely. Carrier label can also be enabled and customized. Miscellaneous extension, you do have status bar weather if you want that on the status bar. Show notification count, show roaming indicator, show data disabled icon, show Bluetooth battery status style, double tap to sleep, and brightness control by swiping across the status bar. Bridging notifications are all available. In the notification panel, there are quick setting settings, so you can customize all of that. All of these options are available and works out really well. There's also weather quick setting tile if you want the Omni-Jaws setup on that one. Works out really well. Also, columns and rows can be customized, but there is no option for customizing the scrolling small quick setting, which is a bummer, but I can live with that. It gives us 6 as default, which changes as per DPI, so I normally keep it at 6 also, so works out really well. Tile animation can also be customized from here. In the notification section, you do have a few things where you can enable kill app button. That is something which I use often. Also, heads up notification can be customized for timeout and snooze timer. Status bar ticker can also be enabled if you want that style. Navigation bar settings are available where you can customize all the navigation stuff. Also, this one does have the pie, which is the AOSP style pie, which does work out really well. If you're a fan of that, you can still use it. And the recent option, there is your recent UI. You can have card style or grid style, and also screen printing can be enabled in grid style, which is also available, which is really great. Clear out button can be enabled, and the location can also be customized. Hidden application can be customized, and this is especially true if you're using a software button for screen off. It works out really well. Slim recent can also be used in place of the AOSP style recent. Lock screen option, you can customize the lock screen UI. You had double tap to sleep anywhere, which works out really well. Fingerprint unlock, one of my favorite features in a custom ROM. Lock screen torch for fingerprint authentication. Vibration can be enabled or disabled. Lock screen charging information. Show weather on the lock screen works out really well. Hide weather panel with a number of notifications. That can also be customized, that's pretty cool. Weather service options for Omni-Jaws are available from here. Also, media cover out and visualizer for music can also be enabled or disabled from this option. Also, lock screen shortcut can be customized for center shortcuts and corner shortcuts. I normally keep corner shortcuts off because I like the aesthetics that way. Now, in the system settings, you have general tweaks where you have most of the other stuff like toast icon. You can enable that. Launch music app when you have your headset plugged in and all that. You can customize that. Sensor block package, which is really good for saving battery life in many situations. Vibration option for call, so that worked out really well also. And this is becoming one of the harder things to find in custom ROMs. 3-finger screenshot and screenshot crop and share. I mean, I use this every single day, and I really like having the crop and share option as soon as I take a screenshot, because I don't need to save a screenshot necessarily. I just want to share it. Normally, well, that's why I take a screenshot. Getting an option to share it as soon as possible, that's pretty cool. Also, wake clock blocker is available, but this is the normal style wake clock blocker which you can enable, and it blocks out everything. Also, suspend action is available, which is another thing for battery life saving. Blur options are available, and you can customize the blur option for extend the status bar, quick settings, and recent menu applications. It works out really well. Animation can also be customized. You can just disable all animation altogether if you don't want that. Also, scrolling cache can be customized. It is default disabled by default. List view can be customized, and also toast animation can also be customized. In the button section, you do have accidental touch, which is great. I really like that. If you're someone who watches movies a lot on your phone, that is going to help you a lot. Also, keyboard cursor control is available, and that was one of my issues with the AOSP based ROMs, but recently that has been corrected. This has been added and it works out really well. Volume keys control music volume or the call volume, so you can customize from that. Volume rocker wake, which works out really well if you want to use that. Playback control is available, which is by using the volume control with the screen up. You can customize, you can skip the tracks. It works out really well. Hardware button controls for backlight and the button touch, all that is over. Now, back button, home button, and the overview button can be customized for single tap, long tap, and double tap, which works out really well. I really like that. And this one is the AOSP style, where you can customize a selected application or a custom action, which is a lot of actions are available, and you can customize that. I really like this one over the line width style option, which is, it also has a system app remover, but again, as I've always say, system app remover, if you don't know what you're doing, just stay away from this one because it can mess up your phone. So yeah, apart from that, there is application ops or app ops, where you can customize the permissions for each application. So you can do that. You can just disable permissions for many things. It works out really well. It is really cool. Now, I had to install Magic myself, and also Substratum. I have installed that. Substratum does work out. It's fairly normal. In the display options, you do have a few things where you can customize. It does have nightlight, but no live display because that is a Lions thing. Apart from that, ambient display is available, and it does have a double tap to wake, which I really like. Also, battery status style is available, where it's on the ambient display screen. Also, there is user configurations, which if you want to use, double tap to wake, wake up unplug, pocket detection, works out really well. Font and display size customization. Also, there is display dashboard options, where you can customize the number of columns on the settings menu, which I really like. I personally choose to. In the sound options, there is another option which I really like, which is a link, ring and notification volume. I normally keep my notification volume to be a really low volume because I get WhatsApp notifications a lot, but I still want to have ring volume, and that's just something which is not available in a lot of ROMs. I am really happy about this option, which is pretty cool to have. Battery shaker notification, emergency broadcast is still available, which I personally hate because there are a lot of spams in that, so that's one thing. It does have a LED slider, and that does work out really well for normal stuff. It does work out, so I guess that should be it. In the security option, there is a quick unlock, but it only will work with 4-digit pin codes. I personally use 6-digit pin code, so for me it doesn't really do anything. It also has scramble layout, which is a great thing. So I guess that should be it about the features, and as I was said, this one has a ton of features. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for features because it is a truly feature-rich ROM. Now comes the battery life. The battery life for this ROM has been really great in terms of active drain. That is strange because active drain is not normally it hovers at around 15%, 14%, but active drain on this ROM has been really good. I got about 11%, 10 to 11% of active drain, which is great. I've never seen that sort of a active drain on a loaded ROM like this one. I'm really impressed with that. But on the other hand, idle drain is nothing spectacular. I got about 1.3% of idle drain, which is normal, which I would consider as a normal drain for, not for a loaded ROM, but for a normal ROM. But again, that this ROM has that kind of a drain on this one is pretty impressive. So I give it a 7 out of 10 for battery life. Now the performance of the ROM. The performance of the ROM is great. It's normally what I would expect out of a ROM like this. 145,000. I mean, this is on the lower side. I got an average of about 147,000 performance. Well, at least a score. So I give it a 7 out of 10, which is pretty good. Now the stability of the ROM. As I've already said, stability is going to be a very basic thing about this ROM. It's pretty stable. I never had any issues with the ROM. I'm not going to say that this is the most stable ROM because it's not. It is as stable as any other ROMs available, and that just works out really well. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for stability. Now the camera. This one does come with lineage camera, which works out really well. I don't really have any issues with that. But the problem is the lineage camera is just basic right now. It works out really well and it takes great photographs. But well, there is an elephant in the room, and the name of it is called Gcam, and the Gcam is objectively better, and I just like that more. You can install that as you want, and that will work out really well. There is no issues with that. So for the most part, the camera experience is as you would expect. It works out really well. It just is pretty good, but it comes with lineage. It doesn't do anything else, so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for camera. Now the aesthetics. Again, the aesthetics also is nothing special. It does have substratum, which, well, I guess a lot of other ROMs and most of the other ROMs also have, so there's nothing going to be there. Apart from that, there is nothing special. There is no color engine or there is no extra tuning feature available, but it's just basic, so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for aesthetics. Now comes the overall experience of the ROM, and this is a point, or this is a factor which I really like about this ROM. Now I normally say that all other ROMs, it works out really well. I give it a 7 out of 10 because it doesn't bother me using the ROM. This ROM is something which I want to use. I want to use as a daily driver. It is very good. It just feels solid. I know I'm being vague, but I don't know how to explain this to you guys. I mean, PAEX, that is Phoenix AEX, was one of my favorite ROMs for OnePlus 3 ever. It worked really well, had exceptional battery life, had a great set of features, exceptionally good camera life. I just like that one. This doesn't have the EAS facilities of PAEX, but this one is still an EAX ROM with a lot of features, and it just works out really well. I just like using this as ROM, and the overall experience is going to be a really good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for overall experience. So yeah, let me show you guys the boot animation, which is actually pretty cool. I really like the boot animation on this one. So here is the boot animation, and I really like this one because it happens. It has a lot of things going on. I just like it, and that's the problem. That's another problem which I've seen. It boots up that much faster. So yeah, I can't bask in the glory that is the boot animation for this ROM. So yeah. So I guess that much is it about the ROM then. As I've already said, I like using this ROM, and for all the shortcomings, honestly, I mean, I don't think this ROM has any shortcomings per se. I really like this. I'm gonna give it a final score about 6.86. That's gonna be 6.9 out of 10. And I think this ROM deserves that good of a rating, and it is a great ROM. So yeah, I guess that much is it about the ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.